Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Bandai Namco podcast, where we give you first looks, deep dives, and exclusive stuff for the games you love with the people who love them and the people who make them possible. And that's especially true today as we are at the Blood of Dawnwalker preview event in sunny Los Angeles in June. I am Tanner, and I am joined by three very special guests. Let's start here down at the far side. Just introduce yourself and say hi.
Great to be here. My name is Michael, also known as WolfheartFPS, and I cover primarily RPGs on YouTube.
Not FPSs.
Not FPS.
What's up, guys? I'm Sarthe. I am another content creator, and I mostly try to break games and give guides and tutorials.
And I'm Patryk Fijałkowski from Rebel Wolves. I'm the senior quest designer on the Blood of Dawnwalker. And yes, I love video games.
Yes.
That's important. The fans were wondering. Yeah, so you guys just got done playing about 4 hours of the Blood of Dawnwalker here today. I mean, just to start off, no pressure with Patryk here. How did you feel about the game today?
Yeah, my initial impressions are actually very good, and I'm so happy that I can walk away feeling that way, because then my content after this is going to be positive right now, and I think it's going to be a fun launch. I'm very, very much blown away just by the level of freedom that you have with how some of these quests work and what you decide to tackle, and if you don't go to this one area, you're not going to see that one quest, but time can still go forward. I'm very, very, very interested in seeing how 1.0 ends up going.
Yeah, I think that the world that has been built here is like so exciting, and like there's things you can find in the world, but also the way that the trailers happen, you kind of have this general idea of what the story is going to be, but the way it's presented in the cutscenes and the quests and what you have to do is it's shocking. It actually ends up being very shocking. You're going to be blown away. Some people were getting scared right next to me, and I was like, there was times where I was like, no way, like actually shocked. So it's really cool, and I'm excited to like talk more about it and get into the weeds, but so far, very, very happy, actually, which doesn't happen all the time.
I gotta say, the somber tone and the maturity of this story and just the darkness and how dark it can actually get in a few of the
Really
scenes.
dark.
Yeah, I don't want to
Really.
spoil anything, but I've been looking for games like that I'm always looking for games like that, so
Yeah.
it sets the tone pretty good.
Yeah, it really does, early on.
Well, first of all, you don't know how amazing it is to hear that, because when you spend several years in the metaphorical basement working on it and, being very, very, very close to it, you often wonder how the players will react. Do they actually like it? Will they like it? And seeing your honest impressions here, and I was, during the event, I was walking around the computers and looking how you react, how you play, and it was crazy rewarding. And thank you for saying stuff like that here.
You did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, Patryk, so they saw a very small part of the Blood of Dawnwalker today, but was there any part of it that was particularly special to you in terms of the quest that they were able to look at? Anything that you really want to know, like how they felt about that, how they felt meeting Anka in that first part, or anything like that?
Well, a small thing. There's a moment where you are given a choice to feed your mother, who and she is sick.
Oh my God, I wrote this down, by the way. I wrote this down because I was like, this is crazy, so interactive. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, it was just it's at the end of the day, it's a small thing, but I think it's really emotional and immersive, and I was really glad seeing how players engage with that moment. If I saw that someone was lingering on those options, I was like, yes, they're feeling it. That it's not
The emotional difficulty.
Yeah. The emotional
pain. You did it.
That's well said. The emotional difficulty, because obviously we have a lot of choice and consequence, stuff like that. Many different outcomes, which I hope you've seen a bit. Yeah. But sometimes there are just moments that don't necessarily have those big implications to the whole story, but are not nonetheless important because of the emotional impact that you may feel, and seeing that you feel it was pretty great for me.
I want to say a few things that stood out to me was some of the moral ambiguity behind a couple of the quests, such as, I don't know if I'm allowed to spoil anything, but the guy with the banner who stole the banner, like his viewpoint on why he stole it makes sense and everything, but at the same time, it's not the right thing to do. And you're questioning, what should I do in this situation? Whose side should I take? Do I care more about my own selfish desires of protecting my family and my village, or, a lot of stuff like that I noticed.
That one also ended up being another shocking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they actually did. Because of that choice of mine. Whoops. Like you were saying about the mother thing, I was like, I was there for like 5 minutes being like, is there a way that I can like go back and check? I'm like, I didn't read it. I'm dyslexic. That's on me. Okay. I'm using it as a crutch, but it's a thing. So it was like, I was trying to like rack my brain. I was like, what did it say? What was this recipe that I didn't need to get into this cutscene right now? And now
got you.
Yeah, I was so scared.
We did a couple of quick interviews with people asking them if they got that medicine mixture right. And like everybody kind of came out with a different answer of like, maybe they read it, maybe they didn't, maybe someone down there was helping them out. And it was just really funny that some people were like, I think I got it right. I think I
do. You
can check it after. I did. I checked after and I was like, I got it wrong.
You just have to live with that.
What's funny though is I chose to completely just ignore that on mine. So I didn't even get the medicine mixture quest. I literally did all the other quests to let time progress.
Time went,
to get to the end of that. So I didn't even talk to Anka until after the initial blood mass scene.
I think
that's crazy.
I love that that's a thing, right? Like the options for you to be able to
And I love that you were talking about it, that's a thing, because that's what we internally were like fantasizing about. When people get the game, they will have different experiences and they will talk and they were like, what? You can do that? Or that happens? And seeing it here, it's cool. Really cool.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even know that you could skip that. Like, I didn't know.
I didn't do it at all.
You were just so caught up helping the village, you forgot to help your poor mother.
Well, let's be clear here. I knew what I was doing. I wasn't helping my family.
It was a conscious decision on your side.
Anything but hanging out with my mom right now.
She's
my mother's a lovely person. There's no.
We're not implying anything here.
Of course.
So what else? So I guess my question is, obviously there's this big story of resisting Brensis, resisting the overlords and all that, but there are these smaller moments. So for you, do you find yourself more drawn to those more personal moments and side quests, or do you really want to be like, I want to write the most epic quest line ever that ends with a legendary sword in a frozen lake? Like, what really gets you when you're designing quests?
Definitely small moments and like intricate moments, both on the emotional level and the design level, because sometimes there are stories that are not grand and that don't involve dragons, for example, but still they are more like a slice of life kind of thing. And how you handle them, what you do and how you act may bring also different consequences and outcomes. And I really love that part. But I think important thing to like underline here, especially after the prologue, because prologue is kind of a different beast in terms of the structure. I mean, the structure is very similar to the whole game. It's like a vertical slice for the whole game. But when it comes to your main objective, which is going to Anka and helping your mother, and those side quests, as we call them here, it's like obvious that those are side quests. But after the prologue, when you have this main goal of go and save your family, everything becomes a main quest in a way, because we built it around the idea that everything Cohen does in this world somehow brings him closer to this goal. So either he becomes stronger, he gets to make some alliances, or he discovers something about himself which makes him in a way stronger, something like that. All of this revolves around the main goal. So there are no side quests, and even from the user interface, we don't like classify them as side quests.
Yeah.
It's up to you to decide what's a main quest and what you think brings you closer to your goal. So I think that's also really like important that we built it around this idea.
I think it's, if there was ever a guy to talk to at Rebel Wolves, I would want to talk to you, because you're right. It's so based around just all these different types of quests and one not really taking precedence over another. Or if one does, it's up to you to make that decision. So I think the RPG space has been kind of lacking in that area for a while. So it's cool to see you guys designing a game just fully about just a plethora of quests, all of them having significance in their own way. So yeah, thank you guys for trying this formula, and hopefully it works out, because I'm definitely excited.
Thank you for playing and supporting it. And what can I say? We wanted to like try a different approach. Just try a different approach, see if it works out, and hopefully first signs seem to show that it might work.
I mean, you can see Sarthe, like it's different from a lot of other RPGs because just a lot of them have actual side quests, and in this one, there's so many different options.
They also, the side quests, like, some of them made the villain more aware of your actions.
Yeah.
So, like, if you choose to do more side missions, the enemy's getting stronger or more aware of you. So they're going to start hunting you down. You're getting a little bit stronger. You don't know what you're going to get as a reward for clearing this out, for following this route. But then they know that they're being more aware of you. At the beginning, he doesn't know that much that you're still alive or anything, right? That might be as well. But like, that I thought was so cool. The way that like you have to choose then, like, do I think there's going to be a reward at the end of this that's worth it? The choice also with the time, which is like, what a unique aspect. Like, there was a moment at the end of the prologue that maybe everyone has to do to open up the world, is literally something that like is your first choice that costs 7 bars of time. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, do I have to? Can I just go around? Like,
it's going to be very interesting seeing how the larger player base reacts to that, because it's very, very different. I think players coming into this game, at least from our experience, you just got to come in and just roll with the flow.
Yeah.
And go with it, and don't stress out about, one decision over another. I mean, you can emotionally invest yourself, but if you're going to use a little bit of time, it's the way the game is meant to be played.
Exactly.
Go with the flow and things will happen. So
yeah, and we had that in mind. Like, we wanted to create tension, but we didn't want to stress the player. So that's why that time works the way it works. Like, you are always aware when the time will move forward, and you can explore freely and uncover stuff. You just soak the atmosphere, and you don't have to worry then that the time will move. It's always your conscious decision. It's sort of like a currency that you use, and it's not like you have just a small amount of this currency. That's quite a lot of time. If someone isn't a player that likes to replay games, it's also a viable option to play just once. And I think if you are really, really thorough and want to complete the main goal the way it is, let's say, intended, because if the 30-day and 30 nights end, it doesn't mean the end of the game. It just the situation changes. But it's important to say that like around 80% of the game can be played and experienced in one go. Of course, there are still different outcomes that may happen in those quests you played, but still a really substantial chunk of a game is playable through one go if you want to just play it once and have it be your story. And I'm that kind of player personally. I rarely replay games, or if I replay them, I replay them years later.
Yeah, same.
So as that kind of player, I also find it really satisfying and rewarding to
Did I notice correctly that some of the quests, initially I came into this thinking that like every quest would progress time, but are there a few that don't?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, it's not like quests, the progress time, but certain objectives inside this quest. So you may have at first an objective that doesn't progress time, like just talking to someone that's nearby, or you know, or you have something like go to those ruins and explore, and then it's obviously going to cost time. You just always look at the current objective, and if it has the time progress,
Yeah, it had the little like
yeah.
notification on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, the hourglass icon with a number, so you know how much time will be, moved. So yeah, basically, you are always aware when it happens, and you can do a part of the quest and not move the time.
Did you do the pig quest, Sarth?
No, wait, what?
Yeah,
Go
so
on.
I
All right,
noticed in
sorry,
that
what
quest,
pig
I was
was?
just going to find a lost pig. But when I got to the pig, that's when the time segment presented itself to me. The
Was it to
sacrifice I
carry
make.
the pig back? And it
Yeah,
was like
to carry the pig
that's-
back.
I mean, that makes sense. That would take a lot of time.
Yeah, it does make sense.
But I found a legendary sword. I've said it.
He wants
I've
to talk
said
about
it.
that
I
really
wanna-
bad. So
But right next to the legendary sword, afterwards, there was a big fight that was optional and also gave a reward. But before starting the fight, it was like, if you want to do this, it's
really,
gonna
for
cost
a
some
combat
time.
encounter,
Because it was like a quest that ended in a combat encounter. And I was like, that's cool. I'm doing it. Bring it on. So like that little risk reward factor where you're like, you don't know if it's worth it, but like realistically, technically, like you could do most of the game without having to worry, but it's like in the back of your head. It makes every moment of the game feel a little bit more important.
Yeah, more weight to everything you do. Like there's a little friction, but this friction is definitely intended. Like
Yeah.
it's supposed to evoke some kind of emotion, and again, like create tension, but not like active stress. Like oh
yeah,
my
it's
god,
not like
oh my
limiting
God. Like,
then. If
you
you
are-
can, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much do
exactly.
everything.
I'm sure you're excited to see when players get their hands on this, just the way that people handle things
Oh, boy,
differently.
of
Because I
course.
looked over at people to my left and my right, and it's like we all were doing things in way different orders.
It was-
3 people near me were naked. Sorry for interrupting, but they were
Oh,
still
they didn't get the
naked.
clothes?
They were still naked. They didn't. I like was looking around. I was like, does no one know that you can put clothes on? There's armor in this game, and it was like we were like an hour and a half into the playset.
That's funny.
It was actually funny during the event because obviously the start of the game is more streamlined. We are, sort of a tutorial stage. And everybody is at the same point, but after like, I don't know,
Yeah, just
15, 20 minutes,
splits
suddenly
out.
everyone goes elsewhere.
Yeah.
And everyone's experiencing different things. So it was already satisfying here. Just, looking how it entangles for everyone. And definitely I'm looking forward to see how the players play the full game and what decisions they make and what they decide to tackle. And, there will be obviously some superhumans that will go day one to the castle and try to tackle Brances and succeed. And
So you can do
yes,
it.
you can even do it in
What if
prologue.
you put it on story mode?
Wait.
You can do it in prologue.
I was in this fight for like 6 minutes. No, it was like 3
nice.
minutes.
So-
that was an exaggeration.
Yeah,
but
that's
still,
an aggressive
it's like 2 hits.
exaggeration.
Yeah. And then he just deleted me.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go back, but I don't have the time. But when I get my hands
You
on this
can.
game,
You can.
You can take out.
It will be a short game.
You can win that encounter technically.
yes. And end the game.
Wow.
that is the coolest.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is
Good
it was-
luck.
It is very hard though.
Yeah,
It is-
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you have to be
very,
so
It's
locked
probably
in.
hard on
Purposely.
all the difficulties, I would assume.
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah.
'cause you really-
It's really challenging, but we wanted to put that option to stay true to the idea of this narrative sandbox. That if we're presenting a fight that you are supposed to lose, we are giving you the opportunity to win, and we are rewarding you with some kind of outcome.
Cool.
I'm so sick. I love that. I was like, I just want to go back. I want to try it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, and it's one of those fights where it's like once it's done, it's done. Like you
Yep.
can't like grind up and come back. It's like that's the tough one. That's the one that I'm excited
That was
to
a
watch
hard.
people.
That was a hard fight.
Yeah.
I died in like 3 hits. Or
Yeah,
2
he-
or something like that.
He
Yeah.
just zeroes you like, yeah. One thing I think was really cool, like you were saying, of when you hear, oh, it's a game that has so much choice, so much player agency, and you're playing through it yourself as a singular person, maybe you don't see it as much. But that was what was really cool here, is standing behind 30 people all playing the game and all doing something different. You all started at the same time, but 20 minutes in, one person was at Anka's, and then an hour and a half, another person was there and a completely different route. I think it was really interesting to see it in action. Did you feel that way too?
Yeah, of course. And I was, you see some like patterns.
Yeah.
Like you go out, you, for example, see your siblings, and obviously many players start with that quest, and they go help the siblings. But I was interested if someone will, for example, find things that are not so obvious. Like, did you do the quest with the grave robber?
No, that was in the prologue?
Yeah. There's the grave robber. No, there is.
I really like that quest, and it's not that obvious.
There's no marker on the map for that one? Like a
No, it's just a lady was checking out a grave and crying because there was a grave in there that had been obviously robbed the night before, and it was her son, and it was a tiny little thing that was taken in there, and you have to go through and investigate a bunch of places and like search around and talk, and then find the person, and then I don't know if this is how it would work, but you can accuse that person, or you can go through a conversation, and then another person comes and you can find out that it was them.
Totally missed that.
It was crazy. I was like, this is the beginning of the game.
And it's also not an obvious like story. Like you were talking about the banner quest, and this one also, like, you think, what a piece of something, this mysterious person that did that. But then you are listening to his side, and you're like, oh, okay, I see where you from where you're coming at. So. It's really cool to see how players engage with it and how they have different experiences. And then I'm really glad that we have this talk because
he found the pigs, I found the grave.
Yeah. And whole game awaits with stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of tension between. I like how you guys created tension between how different characters have different perspectives and where you want to fall on that. It was very, very, very noticeable. And it all makes sense, too. It feels authentic the way that some of these characters feel. Like the banner guy didn't have family and everything. So, of course, he wants to... He doesn't
this is
care.
the right thing.
He wants to do the most aggressive thing possible. While somebody else is like, well, if we do that, my children could be taken by the vampire lord. So.
And even the vampires, like, they're obviously the big bad...
Great job on them, by the way. They're like, their presence... When they come into the first blood mass, it's intense. They're scary mofos for sure.
That's really cool to hear. Although I heard rumors that people really would like to have like a closer relationship to some of them.
Okay,
the internet.
Closer relationship.
Yeah.
Will we learn a lot more about their backstory?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, definitely. Like we have this. Branch's court system, and it all leads up to knowing those vampires and dealing with them in certain ways. So
as you progress the infamy bar or whatever, you start getting more lore tidbits about them?
Mainly this, but also it's never that like obvious. Like there are some other ways also sometimes to engage, but the main way is to engage with that system. And I think I lost track of what I wanted to say, so you can take over.
Well, we're definitely running short on time, but there's one thing that I really wanted to get your thoughts on and see maybe if you guys have some thoughts too. You said that if you're very deliberate, you can see 80% of what the game has to offer in a single playthrough, but that's, you got to do that on purpose, right? So for you, when you're designing all these quests, when you're designing this game, how do you sort of reconcile with the fact that a lot of people aren't going to see what you're putting time into? How do you sort of, as a designer, accept that? It's a very metaphysical words question.
Yeah, but it's an interesting one, and one that I was thinking about myself, like while doing the work. And at first there were some emotions, like I was scared about that, and like possibly disappointed that they will not see, but I think it quickly evolved to excitement. Really, I'm glad that people will miss my stuff, like because it makes it all the more rewarding when someone doesn't miss it, and when everything is shoved in your throat, it kind of may lose its maybe not worth, but
Magic.
this magic.
It's too much if you have to see everything.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, and if everyone sees the same thing, I mean, it's also great, but it's a different kind of reward when you can see something that the other person didn't, and you may talk with each other and share stories and be surprised that things are turning out that way. So I believe that people missing stuff is really worth it.
From a player's perspective, at least from my opinion, that it makes me so excited when I hear that somebody else did something that I either missed or I didn't come across, because it just adds so much more engagement to the moment to moment. You're not playing like a predetermined linear type game. It's your own experience. So I mean, from my perspective, it's a big positive for an RPG.
I'm still thinking about the pigs. I'm like, where is this quest and where do I have to grab?
You're like, why didn't I save scum on the pigs?
One of the most exciting things I think is like, because you've delved so deep into like different lores and mythologies and like building this world is like us going off into Narnia of the world and like up into some mountain and finding this quest that randomly happens only at night, maybe at a certain time or something. And then it leads to such a cool experience. And then you just share that with your friends, and like obviously as content creators we'll end up sharing it with the world, but it's like that magic, that excitement when you find something like that, it feels so good. You're like, that was so cool. Or when you see someone else do it, you're like, I have to go there at that time, or I have to figure this out. I have to see this.
Exactly. For me as a player, when I play games, I also love that kind of feeling, like going online and seeing that what's that? I didn't see that. I play 100 hours in this game and I didn't see that. How that happens? And here, I think it will be like a chorus to this game.
The community all sort of experience in different ways at different times, but all together and, building off each other. And I'm sure you guys you're going to see something that someone else did on a stream and be like, wait a minute, I didn't do that. Like,
you're like talking, be like, dude, where did you find that? Like, what was that whole situation? That was so cool. Yeah.
Well, as content creators, like with our communities and stuff, that's where all the fun comes from. Otherwise, there's not much to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then everyone, and then like people watching you or like your friends, like they just like tell you about something they experienced and you're like excited. You're like excited. And when things are like rewarding and you put a lot of love and care into these things that not everyone will see, I think that really shines through in a game.
It goes far.
Yeah, it goes really far. And it really sticks out because then it adds replayability, but also like you'll feel like, I missed that.
Even if there's something that has like only 1% of players are going to experience. Once you know that somebody experienced that and there's that slim of a chance, like it's just so exciting.
Yeah.
You just want to go back in and every action you take, you're just investigating everything. And
yeah. So, I mean, good job on that one.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure that once we turn off the cameras here, you guys are going to sit here and keep talking for the rest of the night. But for us, that's going to be our time. So thank you so much, Patryk. Thank you, Sarthe. Thank you, Wolfheart, for joining us today. And if this has gotten your fangs a-dripping for the Blood of Dawnwalker, you'll have your chance at it soon when the Blood of Dawnwalker launches on September 3rd. It's just around the corner, and I'm sure you can't wait for the world to see it. I can't wait. Can you guys wait? I mean, you have to,
yeah, we have to. There was a point today where I got goosebumps and I was like, this is the best feeling. Like, being that excited.
It's exciting to be a content creator and actually be excited about an upcoming game. Yeah, it's a double win. So can't wait.
Yeah. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.